Imagine the scene: the sprawling historic grounds of Brodie Castle in Scotland, a place steeped in centuries of stories. The air buzzes with a unique energy, a blend of quiet hope and palpable excitement. This is the magic of the BBC's Antiques Roadshow. Families and individuals from all walks of life have gathered, clutching everything from dusty paintings found in the attic to peculiar-looking pottery from a grandmother's mantelpiece. Each person waits in line, sharing a collective dream: that their forgotten treasure might just be worth a fortune, that the story they've cherished is even more special than they knew. Among the hopeful crowd stands a gentleman, unassuming and patient. In his possession is an item that has been a quiet part of his life for over 3 decades, a handsome wristwatch. It's not just any watch, it's a tangible link to a beloved uncle, a man he remembers with fondness, who passed it down to him 32 years ago. He has brought it here today, perhaps more out of curiosity than genuine expectation, to finally learn a little more about this piece of his family's history. Little does he know, he is about to become the star of one of those heart-stopping moments that make the show a national institution. He's about to witness his personal memory transform into a public spectacle of pure, unadulterated joy. As he finally gets his turn, he's greeted by the reassuring face of Richard Price, one of the show's esteemed jewelry experts. Richard has an eye that can spot a masterpiece from a mile away, and his gaze immediately sharpens with professional intrigue as the guest presents the timepiece. The guest begins to tell his story, a simple and heartfelt tale of inheritance. The watch, a Rolex, belonged to his uncle. He imagines his uncle probably received it as a gift, sometime back in the swinging 60s, an era of burgeoning cool and transatlantic adventure. For 32 years it has been his, a constant, quiet reminder of a cherished family member. Richard listens intently, his fingers handling the watch with the reverence of a historian examining a sacred text. The watch feels solid, its history palpable. He turns it over, his eyes scanning the dial, and a knowing smile begins to form. All Rolex collectors refer to these things by their reference number, he explains, drawing the owner and the surrounding crowd into his world. He's not just talking to the guest, he's sharing a secret language with everyone listening. He points to the dial. It's the reference 1675, which is the classic GMT Master. The name itself, GMT Master, conjures images of adventure. This wasn't just a watch for telling time in one's hometown. It was a tool, an icon of the jet age, designed in collaboration with Pan Am Airways for their international pilots. It allowed them to track 2 time zones at once, a revolutionary feature for those who lived their lives crossing continents. The watch on the table was a piece of that glamorous, high-flying history. Richard continues his assessment, his expertise flowing effortlessly. When you said 60s, I think we could fairly safely say 1960 to 1961, so that all fits in. The guest's family story was not just a story, it was a verifiable fact, a pinpoint on the timeline of horological innovation. But it's what Richard discovers next that truly elevates the moment from interesting to extraordinary. In the world of vintage watches, originality is the holy grail. Over decades, timepieces are taken for servicing, parts are replaced, and dials are upgraded to look newer. It's often done with the best of intentions, to make the watch look shiny and new again. But for a serious collector, this is sacrilege. An upgrade erases history. It strips the watch of its soul, its story of survival through the years. Collectors crave the original, untouched piece, the survivor. Richard inspects the bezel, the distinctive red and blue rotating ring often nicknamed the Pepsi bezel, and the dial. His eyes light up. He looks at the owner, the gravity of his discovery clear in his tone. They would have changed the bezel, and they would have changed the dial with an upgrade, he explains, outlining what happens to most watches of this age. You would had it back thinking, oh, it looks new. Collectors hate that. Then comes the sentence that sends a ripple of excitement through the onlookers. It's absolutely original, spot on. This watch had survived 60 years without being altered. Its dial, its hands, its iconic bezel. They were all the same ones that were on the wrist of the owner's uncle all those years ago. Every faint scratch told a story. Every bit of patina was a chapter in its life. It was a time capsule, a perfect specimen that collectors dream of finding. However, no story is without its little twists. As Richard's expert eye moves from the watch head to the bracelet, he notes a small quirk. The watch is fitted with a 5-link Jubilee-style bracelet, known for